Hi, I'm Steve Sabol, and I'm in Chicago today. And joining me as a co-host on today's show is the former quarterback of the world champion 1985 Chicago Bears, Jim McMahon. Jim, it's good to have you.
How you doing, Steve?
You know, Carl Sandburg once wrote about this city. He said that Chicago is coarse, strong, and cunning. That's a pretty good description of your old team, isn't it?
I think so. I think our team fits every one of those words, and probably a few more.
Now, you had the Fridge, you had the 46 defense, you had Mike Ditka, a lot of personalities. What was it like to play for a coach as demanding as Mike Ditka?
Well, Mike was a very intense individual. I would have loved to play with him because he was a great football player and his attitude, but play for him at times was a little tough.
Now, as a fan, I always just remember, you know, I'm raging along the sidelines. Do you ever remember any specific temper tantrums that he had that you still remember now?
We had quite a few run-ins on the sidelines, but there was one story in particular. In 1983, we were playing in Baltimore. We lost in overtime, and he came in the locker room. He was very upset, and he just turned and he punched a locker. As he hit it, he turned to Vince Evans and said, "Vinny, lead him in prayer, and Doc, I need to see you in the bathroom." He showed up the next morning with a cast on his hand. We started calling him Lefty from then on, but...
Coach Ditka once said that you were the perfect reflection of the personality of that team. Looking at this picture, do you think this is an accurate reflection of your team?
Well, you know, football is a war, and this pretty much depicts a war motif, but that's how we felt about it. You know, we went out every week to do a job, and we got it done.
They hadn't been champions since 1963. Still, they were coached by a champion, a man who played on that '63 team, a man who believed the Bears could be champions again.
Mike Ditka is the first guy that came in and said, "You know, you guys, we're going to win a Super Bowl." And he's the first head coach that walked in and mentioned the word Super Bowl and meant it.
Nobody loafing. Everybody going full speed. You got to make progress. You got to go forward. Let's go.
The Bears' battle cry in 1985 was, "Ask no quarter, give no quarter." But it wasn't until the third game of the season that their motto was put to the test.
I think the turning point of the season came on that Thursday night game against Minnesota.
Mike Ditka refused to play and injured Jim McMahon. McMahon refused to stay put.
Mike just said, "You know, you're not playing. You know, you haven't been to practice, you haven't done anything." I'm convinced to this day the only reason he put me in the game was to get me off the sideline because I was bugging the hell out of him. I just kept saying, "Look, this thing's slipping away, you better let me play." And eventually he just said, "All right, get your ass in there."
Evidence from the sidelines looks like Jim McMahon will be coming into quarterback. Spent 2 nights at Lake Forest Hospital for back spasms up near his neck. And he's on to try to revive the Bears offense.
The play was actually a screen pass, but as I come away from the center, I stumbled a bit, and that's when Walter came in and blocked the blitzing linebacker.
Caught him tiptoeing through the tulips, and I just let him smell the roses.
I saw the blitz coming, so I knew the screen wasn't going to be any good. And I just happened to look downfield, and Willie Gault was running his man off, and he got behind him, so I just let it go.
Throws it deep down the middle. Willie Gault is out there. Makes the over-the-shoulder grab. Touchdown! Yeah. All right. The first play from scrimmage for Jim McMahon with an all-out blitz coming at him. He got it away.
That play would have never happened if Walter wouldn't have came off and made that block. I mean, McMahon would have got murdered.
Like Walter Payton, the Bears excelled in every phase of pro football. Chicago scored the most points in the NFC. Its defense held 14 opponents to 10 points or less. The 1985 Bears were truly a balanced team. The #1 rushing offense led the league in time of possession. The top-ranked defense was first in takeaways. In Week 11, the Dallas Cowboys were beaten 44-0, their worst ever defeat at Texas Stadium. Chicago's overwhelming defense and underrated offense propelled them from underdog to top dog. The Bears swept Green Bay, their hated rival. They won 13 straight games, talked big, and played bigger. Then, on a Monday night, Chicago met up with a team trying to preserve its own piece of history. Miami stopped the Bears from duplicating its perfect season. Oddly, it was the best thing that could have happened.
I don't think we could have gone to the Super Bowl if we hadn't had a loss. So the perfect record, means nothing to me.
Chicago ended the regular season with a league best 15-1 record.
Whatever we got on our minds, get rid of it, think football. One thing, 60 minutes.
Vendetta from his end zone. Bears look at good field position. Oh, he missed this. This is the football. He missed it. It's on the field. It's shot. Holy smokes. The snap to McMahon. He popped line to the right side of the end zone for McMahon.
The Bears set a postseason record by going through the NFC playoffs without yielding a point.
Let's go, Super!
McMahon rolling left, looking to deal. He fires it up to the end zone. The Bears have captured the NFC Championship. Fire up the gumbo and clear the French Quarter. Here we come. New Orleans for Super Bowl 20.
Mike Ditka did such a great job of saying, you've earned this, but now you have to take it. And that was the kind of attitude we had. Take it.
In the ultimate game, Chicago proved to be the ultimate team. Six different Bear players scored in a lopsided 46-10 victory. The 1985 Chicago Bears were cool and colorful. A team unlike any other. A team for the ages.
There's not many opportunities. You get together with 50 to 60 guys and become the best ever.
Still to come on NFL's greatest moments.
We all like, started barking, and it was unbelievable, like caught on, and the whole nation, the whole society, we started barking.
Should we give him the finger? Yeah, man. Should we give him the finger? Yeah, man. We're number one, we're number one, we're number one, one, one.
Caution, restraint. You won't find it here. Pain, punishment, abuse, just their typical day at work. But these are men who conquer fear, athletes who defy gravity as well as convention. It's called Attitude. WWF Breakdown, live September 27th on pay-per-view.
Order WWF Breakdown and receive a free gift. Check out WWF.com for details.
Mirabale means fashion. Mirabale means style. Mirabale means shoes. For fun, for the future, for the entire family. Mirabale shoes in Orland Park.
College Football Saturday. First at noon is the battle in Blacksburg. Al Clark and the Hokies seek revenge for last year against the Pittsburgh Panthers in a Big East aerial showdown. And at 6, the Razorbacks look to counter the rambling running of Sean Alexander in the tie.
Alabama against Arkansas has huge implications in the SEC West race.
Pittsburgh versus Virginia Tech at noon. Alabama versus Arkansas at 6. Saturday on ESPN2.
The personalities and peculiarities of the 1985 Chicago Bears.
And last but certainly not least, the NFL's all-time leading running back, Walter Payton.
10 years later, there are more people that know the names of the Chicago Bears 1985 than they'll know of the 1995 Bears. Why?
We got a whole cast of characters that not just the country, but the whole world can relate to.
We're all wacko. You got a team that is almost like one flew over the cuckoo's nest.
Most of the inmates played on a defense that dominated other teams' offenses and the media as well.
That's all anybody ever heard about was how good our defense was. It was defense this and defense that. And I think I got along pretty well with most of the guys on the defense, and I tried to relay to them, you know, you can't win by yourself. You know, we're going to have to do something offensively for us to go all the way.
Quarterback Jim McMahon drove the offense not on the strength of his arm, but on the strength of his personality.
The perfect arrogance for the level of team we had in '85. But as arrogant as the team was in a competitive sense, McMahon was a notch above it.
But not above head coach Mike Ditka, who was even stronger-willed than McMahon.
Yeah, there were words. I mean, there was a lot of toe-to-toe discussions. He just would blow up, and then I'd blow up, and then it'd just kind of blow over after that.
On that particular team, I think he was the right kind of quarterback. They needed kind of a gutsy type of guy in a lot of ways to stand up to Mike Ditka.
I'm the punky QB known as McMahon. When I hit the turf, I've got no plan. I just throw my body all over the field. I can't dance, but I can throw the field.
I don't understand rap to this day. Boy, when I saw that thing, I thought, here we go, it's a new world.
The new world included the cover of Rolling Stone and an article just before Super Bowl 20 in which a quote attributed to McMahon was less than chivalrous.
Jim was a challenge. He often became a little bit resistant to his access to the media, but with some prodding and some tender love and care, Jim often warmed up.
So I finally went down and said, look, you know, all you people in this room want to believe that I did this interview and called the women sluts and this and that, but you know, unfortunately I didn't, and so if you believe me, fine. If not, you know, I don't give.
Things were beginning to get a little tense on our side of New Orleans. So it took something like the antics of a Jim McMahon mooning a helicopter to bring the fun back to our program.
He had gotten a contusion or something. I don't know, his butt was bruised. How's that? On the injury report, bruised butt. He just, I think, got fed up with the media attention on his butt instead of the Super Bowl and helicopters flying over. And so he said, well, this will probably end the whole discussion. And he showed him the injured area.
With attention now focused in the right spot, McMahon and the Bears had some fun in Super Bowl 20, where they won the NFL championship.
I think that's the thing that we all kind of remember the most, is how much fun we had off the field. We still came to play on Sunday, but once the game was over, I mean, we knew how to have fun, and we did.
A lot of people want to look at Jim as a strange dude, but I just looked at him as a football player who was a tremendous leader. I played with a number of good quarterbacks, decent quarterbacks. The only really outstanding quarterback, championship quarterback I was ever associated with was Jim McMahon.
Should we give him the finger? Yeah, man. Should we give him the finger? Yeah, man. Should we give him the finger? Yeah, man. We're number one, we're number one, we're number one.
That was a good year for football. Not only did the Bears have fun, you know, but I think they made football fun for the whole country.
We'll never forget the way you drilled the nation with your team formation.
They were a meteor, an absolute meteor. They were really a fun team to be around and a fun team to cover, but it wasn't surprising at all to me when they crashed and burned.
We screwed up. They just messed it up. We made a good pot of gumbo, and everybody ate it up. Didn't have any left.
Yet for one season, no team ever shined brighter.
On behalf of the Super Bowl champion Chicago Bears, we want to say this was for you because you stood by us. You gave us the support. We had fun doing it, and thanks to you, we all can celebrate.
At least in my lifetime, this will never happen again. We may win a Super Bowl, but not with an assortment of characters that we had at that time.
We kicked ass, took no prisoners, and we had fun doing it.
Boy, let me tell you, the boy, the best bunch of damn players you ever want to see.
Coming up on NFL's Greatest Moments.
Not to get theatrical, but I mean, how better can you write a script here for crying out loud? Brock back to pass, the rush on. The crowning jewel in their NFC championship.
Uh-oh, here comes the skipper. Looks like
like there's going to be some fireworks now.
What are you doing tonight? Helen and I don't have any plans. Great! Smokey and his wife are coming to my house for dinner. Would you like to join us? That'd be great! Great! If I can beat the traffic, I'll pick up some Bud Light! Bud Light! Looks like you're out of here! I'll see you and the wife tonight!
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
You have a beautiful home here! Oh, thank you very much!
Nobody loves cars more than I do. Each one is a work of art. So when the maker of all these chose a new antifreeze, it got my attention.
General Motors now uses the deck school technology of Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze in virtually all its new vehicles. The same patented formula you can use in your car for 5 years or 150,000 miles. So do what GM did. Switch to Haviland.
I use it in my car. I only wish this were it.
Are you old school?
Old school is vintage.
And Pelé's teenage genius does the rest.
The red, white, and blue ball, that's old school.
Roberto Clemente.
It's gone for a home run for Roberto.
I'm old school, like
Mike Singletary's eyes.
Fair Five is old school.
Porsche 917.
Jackie Robinson.
Twilight doubleheader. Walter Payton.
JoJo White, that's old school.
Joe Frazier, old school.
An explosive left to the drive. Muhammad Ali goes down.
All right, dude, you want to be old school? Call the number.
The punishing power of the 85 Bears defense is next.
For some, remembering the 1985 Bears defense is a haunting experience.
Ouch. Ouch. I can close my eyes today. There they are, right in front of me. Steve McMichael, Dan Hampton, Richard Dent, Mike Singletary with those big eyes staring at me. Off to the right is Otis Wilson. Off to the left is Wilbur Marshall. I take the snap. I open my eyes. They're still there. I go to bed at night sometimes. I close my eyes. I break out in a sweat. They're still there. They actually hit you on their way going somewhere for a little meeting, and you happen to be in the way. You know, it's like, oh, sorry, Joe, we ran over you. You know, we weren't really interested in you anyway. You're a piece of dirt, and get out of our way. I mean, that's the way you felt.
As a quarterback and as an athlete, it was hard to really stand in there and summon up courage to keep standing in there, because no matter how good your team played, you were going to take a whipping physically.
Hey, man, this young quarterback, man, somebody knock him out for me.
The source of the passing game is the quarterback. And so I think we were one of the first ones to decide that was the way to stop a passing game, is to get to the quarterback.
Damn, go get him!
Buddy Ryan was the first football coach that finally realized that the defense has the offense outnumbered.
When we would line up 8 guys across the line of scrimmage and the offense had 7, guess what? Somebody's free.
You could see when we ran 46 schemes that they couldn't pick up the blitz. I mean, you could literally see before the snap of the ball. And it was 1, 2, 3, boom! And it was awesome.
The best defense I think I ever saw was that 85 Bear team. Pat Summerall and I did like 6 or 7 games, you know, towards the end of the season, including the playoffs, and we never saw a touchdown scored against them. And I mean, they were as dominant as you could be.
And so were the personalities of their leaders, Mike Ditka and Buddy Ryan. 2 men who didn't always see eye to eye.
Buddy used to tell him, look, I run the defense here. You know, I was here before you got here. You didn't hire me, and you can't fire me, so get out of my face. I mean, that was a little strange at first, but then we just got used to it. I mean, it happened every week.
Ryan and Ditka weren't best friends, but Buddy truly loved his players. He said little to them, though, except for 3 words that came straight from the heart.
Dumbass, ass, and head. That was a triple crap.
Buddy Ryan didn't boost any egos, but players that dominant don't need to be told they're great. They know they're great. And they were never more overpowering than in the NFC Championship game against the Rams.
Snowing out here, yeah, I'd say so. It's really starting to whip out there. Maybe they're cheering for the snow. I think they are. Not to get theatrical, but I mean, how better can you write a script here for crying out loud?
Oliver got that fumble, and it started snowing, and we were all running down to the end zone. I mean, that was it. You knew you were going to the Super Bowl. George Halas ordained this, you know. I mean, that was about as unbelievable a moment. I mean, you know, you couldn't be out in Hollywood and say, okay, get the turnover. It's the defense. Turn on the snow. I mean, it was phenomenal.
And it was on to New Orleans, when, on the eve of Super Bowl 20, in their final team meeting with Buddy Ryan, the Bears experienced another special moment.
Buddy gave a very short speech, and at the end, as his jaw was kind of quivering, he said, no matter what happens, you'll always be my heroes.
They gave me a big standing ovation.
And I kind of started crying a little bit, and told Singletary, I said, it's a real shame he's leaving. And with that, McMichael picked up one of these chairs, a hotel chair, and threw it, and it hit the chalkboard, but it impaled the chalkboard. It was, I mean, it was about as good a sign as you could possibly ever get. And we all went out, yeah! You know?
The NFL may never see another defense like the '85 Bears. They were intimidating, they were destructive, and they rode a wave of emotion to a world championship.
Coming up on NFL's Greatest Moments.
The Bears, shuffling crew, shuffling on down, doing it for you. We're so bad, we know we're good, blowing your mind like we knew we would.
So, you're going to take your act on the road, huh?
Don't worry.
Well, at Alamo, the going rate is going down.
Drive happy.
All the way down to $21 a day in Florida. And everywhere else in the U.S., just $29 a day. Is this a fun country or what? Call 1-800-GO.
The Super Bowl Shuffle is next on the NFL's Greatest Moments.
We are the Bears, shuffling crew, shuffling on down, doing it for you. We're so bad, we know we're good, blowing your mind like we knew we would. You know we're just strutting for fun, strutting our stuff for everyone. We're not here to start no trouble, we're just here to do the Super Bowl Shuffle.
Well, they call me Sweetness, and I like to dance. Running the ball is like making more man. We had the goal since training camp to give Chicago a Super Bowl champ. And we're not doing this because we're greedy. The Bears are doing it to feed the needy. We didn't come here to look for trouble. We just come here to do the Super Bowl Shuffle.
This is Speedy Willie, and I'm world class. I like running, but I love to get the pass. I practice all day and dance all night. I gotta get ready for the Sunday fight. Now, I'm as smooth as a chocolate swirl. I dance a little funky, so watch me, girl. There's no one here that does it like me. My Super Bowl Shuffle will set you free.
I'm Samurai Mike, I stop 'em cold. Part of the defense, big and bold. I've been jamming for quite a while, doing what's right and setting the style. Give me a chance, I'll rock you good. Nobody messing in my neighborhood. I didn't come here looking for trouble. I just came to do the Super Bowl Shuffle.
We are the Bears, shuffling crew, shuffling on down, doing it for you. We're so bad, we know we're good, blowing your mind like we knew we would. You know we're just strutting for fun, strutting our stuff for everyone. We're not here to start no trouble, we're just here to do the Super Bowl Shuffle.
And I'm Mr. Clean. They call me Hitman. Don't know what they mean. They throw it long and watch me run. I'm on my man, one-on-one. Buddy's guys cover it down to the bone. That's why they call us the 46 zone. Come on, everybody, let's scream and yell. We're gonna do the shuffle, then ring your bell.
looking at the fridge, I'm the rookie. I may be large, but I'm no dumb cookie. You see me hit, you see me run. When I kick and pass, we'll have more fun. I can dance, you will see. The others, they all learn from me. I didn't come here looking for trouble. I just came to do the Super Bowl show.
We are the Bears, shuffling crew, shuffling on down, doing it for you. We're so bad, we know we're good, blowing your mind like we knew we would. You know we're just strutting for fun, strutting our stuff for everyone. We're not here to start no trouble, we're just here to do the Super Bowl shuffle. We are the Bears, shuffling crew, shuffling on down, doing it for you. We're so bad, we know we're good, blowing your mind like we knew we would. You know we're just strutting for fun.
Great heroes need great sorrows and burdens, or half their greatness goes unnoticed. Sir Walter Scott wasn't thinking about the NFL when he wrote those words, but nowhere can stories of struggle and reward be found more frequently than in the National Football League. After all, football is a game of continuous ebb and flow where almost every player, coach, and fan has felt both great sorrow and joy, sometimes in the course of a single game. The history of the NFL is made up of all kinds of stories, but few cover the ups and downs of playing the game.